The ego is not your enemy. Stop fighting with it, because you are going to always lose if you try to fight with it, if you try to dominate it, if you try to make your ego your servant. You are always going to lose. Why? Because the ego is another aspect of you. So it's like a shadow fight. Can you fight your own shadow and win? That's ridiculous. That is what is going on. And this is what I want to share with you, because a lot of time I've noticed that we, in our spiritual awakening journey, we often label the ego as something negative. And there's proper reasons for that also, because when the ego comes up, it seems to be the negative voice. It seems to be limiting us from being who we really are, the high vibrational us, the awakened us. It seems to be our dampener. It stops us from doing the things that we want to do, living the way we want to live, and makes us fall into those repeating patterns which we want to come out of, right? And when that happens, we immediately think like, ego, you are a bad person. We do not like you. And I would like you to not be in my life, or I would like you to be under my control, right? Because apparently, right now, we feel we are under its control, right? So we want the opposite. But that is where we go wrong. Now, this is what I want to share with you. Why I'm sharing about this? It's because every time we try to control our ego, we are making a dangerous mistake. We are thinking that the ego does not serve any purpose. We think that the ego is just an obstacle in our path, which just needs to be crushed. It's a bad thing. The idea is there is no such thing as a bad thing. There is no such thing as a negative, as an absolute negative, because everything that comes before us serves us. Even the things that does not look that way immediately to be serving us, they are still serving us, right? In unusual ways, right? Now, what the ego is more like an overprotective parent. It's your friend, actually. The ego is not your enemy. The ego, like an overprotective parent, wants you to look at all the things that is unhealed within you, unintegrated within you, tangled within you, before you accelerate and move forward and become the version that you want to become. Just like a parent. Just think about it. Like when you were young, um, remember one of those moments where you wanted to do something. Maybe you wanted to go spend a night with your friend's place, right? Or you wanted to ride the bike or go to swimming, and suddenly your parent was like, no, not right now. It's nighttime, you cannot do that, or you are too young, you cannot do that, or there is school tomorrow, you cannot do that. So whenever that happens, what do we think? But my parent is stopping me from doing all the good things. They do not want my happiness. But is that the reality? Now that you all grown up, you know what was going on, right? You know why they were stopping you, because they were thinking about all the things that could have gone wrong. That if you would have gone to your friend's place at night, maybe some mishap can happen. Or if you go biking when there's school tomorrow, you might injure yourself, and it might stop you from going to school, or whatever. They are just thinking about all the consequences that might happen if things are not properly thought out, right? So when a parent is saying no in your face, they're not actually saying no. What they're usually saying is that, not right now. Let's first sort out some of the things that needs to be sorted out, and then at a proper time, when everything is right and you are ready, we can go do that. You can learn to swim when you are at a certain age, or something like that, right? This is what is going on with the ego too. If you really pay close attention, you will notice that whenever the ego stops you, it brings up all the limiting beliefs or all the unhealed stuff that you still have got going on, so that you can see that, look, it says, look, these things you have not sorted out yet. And you are saying that you are going to go do that. If you go do that and these things come out in the middle of your journey, what's going to happen? It's like, again, the parent thing. It's saying, you want to go to that trip, fantastic. But you still have got a festering wound that is still unhealed. If something happens, if the wound, flares up in the middle of your trip, what's going to happen? It does not want you to not do those things. It just says, these are the things that you need to sort out first before you go to that. But because we are in a rush, because we often feel that, we can do that, we don't need to heal, all those negative stuff, why is it coming? Bringing it back to us, we don't need that. See, those limiting beliefs, those negative stuff, those patterns, those wounds, the ego won't be able to bring to you if you did not have it in you already. All the things that you have healed, the ego does not bring it up for you. Why? Because you've healed it. There's nothing. There's no dirt left in your cupboard anymore. It's all cleaned up. But these are the things that still there. You need to heal them. So when the ego comes up, and now if you think that I'm going to dominate the ego, I'm going to control the ego is bad, ego is this, ego is that, what you're going to do is you are going to shut down your own doctor. The ego is like your doctor. It just says, these things are there, don't go do that. Okay, first take care of yourself. Shutting your own doctor is not the greatest advice in the world, right? So pay attention to your ego. When the ego voice comes up, do not get mad at it. Do not call it names. Do not give it all sorts of labels, okay? Instead, understand that it is serving a purpose. Sit with it. Give it attention. It's your friend. If a friend is saying something, what do? You give it attention. Sit with it, give it your attention, and it will tell you all the things that you need to hear, all the things that you need to see before you embark in your journey. And when you will see that, and when you will embrace the message of your ego, you will be able to heal them. You will transmute them, you will integrate the lessons. And once the ego feels that it is completely heard, like every one of us does, we want to feel heard, right? Once it is fully heard, fully seen, and its purpose is served, and you have healed what needs to be healed, that is when the ego will not ever bug you again. Ever. Because it has done its job. It will be like, fantastic. You've done it. Go ahead. What have I got to do? If something I have got to say again, something that comes up, I will give you a message, but at the moment you can go ahead. The ego will not bug you. Do not try to dominate the ego. Like I said, it's like shutting your own doctor. Do not do that. It's just useless. Because remember, the ego is another aspect of you. And if you fight with yourself, who loses? You lose, right? So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comment section, what are some of the challenges you are experiencing with your own ego in your spiritual awakening journey? Let me know in the comments. And I am writing newsletters where I'm sharing my wisdom on the spiritual awakening journey with you. If you want to receive my newsletters, subscribe to my newsletters. The link will be in the description of my video. And if you want to have a private one-on-one session, a coaching session with me, where I'll be able to directly take your challenges and guide you in your own awakening journey, I am currently offering these private one-on-one sessions. They are usually an hour long in duration. If you want to have that session with me, just send me an inquiry in my private email. The email ID will be in the description of my video. Send me an inquiry and I'll tell you how to book a session with me. I'm also in the process of building a 6-week program on boosting your inner harmony levels so that you can align with your soul purpose, live magically, and allow abundance into all areas of your life. I'm in the process of building it and testing it. So if you want to know more about the program or join it, then you are going to get a big discount. So if you want to know about it, send me an inquiry in my mail. It will be in the description, and I'll let you know all about the program, right? So if you have enjoyed what I've shared in this post, give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I'll see you again soon. Have fun.